increase of power.
So even given
I'll
that
tell you all about
I
it
don't think
when you
Gogeta
first
loses
log
in
in.
itself just because
So
I think
that's
it's the
it.
requirements
Take
that
a
makes
look
him lose
around,
without the
get
time
settled
limit.
in.
Obviously,
I'm
if
at
there
the
was
front
time limit,
desk or
Vegeta
on
would
the end of the
lose
phone
pretty
whenever you
easily
need me.
given that
Sorry,
he
wait a
defuses
second.
with, like...
There you go, good.
Alright, so the requirements for Gogeta makes him lose. Now, we can kind of go over, like, it's kind of obvious. Ki is kind of the basis of what they'd use to fight. Ki is, from my understanding, like, your durability, your attacks, yada yada. I believe even your life source. I think if you run out of Ki, then you're kind of just dead. I may be wrong
Yeah,
on
but
that, but...
Yeah, you're right about all of that. What relevancy does that hold? Do you think Vegito will, like, have more Ki?
Right, so, yeah, that's what I'm basically saying, because he doesn't require you to, what was I going to say? Match your power level or Ki levels, giving him more options to use. With Gogeta, you have to match it, so if my Ki level is 3 and yours is 2, I'd have to lower mine to 2, and my max Ki would be 4, but if I didn't have to match yours, I would have a Ki level of 5, so I'm just above you.
So real quick, why would that mean that your Ki level is 4? I would agree that would be combining, like, these two characters, like, current power levels. I think it would also combine their Ki in reserves as well. Because it's still a part of your entity, and your two entities fusing into one entity.
Right.
So I think the Ki, I don't think the Ki lowering would matter. I just gave you the reason as to why.
The reason it would, because going by that logic is basically it could be,
You're looking good. Really?
dang, I forgot what I was about. Oh, if you took two farmers from the Saiyan Saga, you're saying that it would still be on par with Gogeta because the Ki doesn't matter?
That's not what I'm saying at all. You're failing to track like crazy. So what I said was that the Ki that one person is like lowering, right? That would still be added into the fusion. Because the Ki is still a part of the entity, and it's two entities, both entities fusing into one. So if it's both
still
entities
lowering their
fusing
Ki.
in one, yeah, cool. That doesn't attack what I said. So if they're both two entities fusing into one, and the Ki reserves, where they're like lowering the Ki and their Ki is going to their reserves, is a part of their part of the entity, then Gogeta, the fusion of both entities, would have access to those Ki reserves.
I see what you mean. Wait, then why would Piccolo have Gotenks fuse into Super Saiyan when they fuse?
You mean
If
Ghost
they
Super
still
Saiyan
had-
when they fuse?
Yeah, why would they need to have Super
Um,
Saiyan when they fuse if they have access to all that Ki?
Yeah, I don't think Piccolo is going to be like a very reliable person when it comes to this. The only thing he really knows is Ki utilization and how to do the fusion dance. He doesn't know any nuances of it.
I mean, did they not perform better after going Super Saiyan?
I mean, sure. So
Right,
I think that's
so then
probably
their
just
Ki
because
would
they
matter.
went because Super Saiyan isn't part of your normal Ki reserves or like the increase of power.
So even if we discard that, how would we give one of them an edge? 'Cause in hacks, they don't have any.
Yeah, I think
edge
it's just
over them.
consistent within the series that we see Metamorphin Fusion has like more abilities than the Fusion Dance.
I don't think it would really matter. They don't have an ability that would go over each other or give them an edge.
Yeah, I think having more abilities would provide you more utilization. Right, so if
I mean, what
me and
ability,
someone
though?
else are equal, and I have all of the enemy's moves, but I also have more moves that are my own that the enemy doesn't have, then I think it's kind of obvious that I would win because I have more utilization.
Right, but what has Gogeta done that Vegito has, and what move would Gogeta use that would give him the upper hand?
Yeah, I think Gogeta would probably have everything that Vegito does, just simply because anything that Vegito does is either a basic Ki construct like the Ki Sword. That's a basic Ki construct that literally anybody could do.
They're two different entities, though.
Cool.
Well, yeah, but again, we
Nice.
haven't been shown that they use the same abilities. Like, we haven't seen Gogeta
yeah.
use a Fauna Kamehameha or use a Keyblade. He's only used Soul Punisher and Stardust Blast.
Yeah, cool. I don't know. I don't think we've seen like Goku use a key barrier like within canon. However, I think he can do a key barrier because key barriers are a common basic key technique, right? Just because we haven't seen a character do something doesn't necessitate that they can't do it if there's reason to believe they can.
Well, I mean, again, he also hasn't used any of that. The only text we've seen him use is the whole blast deflection and soul punisher and stardust blast, which stardust
Yeah,
blast you
cool.
could arguably
So-
just say that's basic key construct. Basic key construct, yeah, I'll concede to that they both have relative key attacks when it comes to them both having the
Wait,
option
can you
to.
just shh? Why is the Stardust
Yo, what?
Stardust Breaker? Why is that basic key construct?
Why is it basic key construct?
Yeah, why is it basic key construct?
What would make it different? He's just shooting a bunch of little key blasts. That's like Vegeta spamming
Yeah, that just requires
Basic
a
key
lot more control, I think.
Is there a statement to back that up?
I don't really think there needs to be a statement. I think control
There does
is, like,
need to be a statement if you make a claim.
no, I don't think so. Do you know what an induction and
Vegito
deduction
has
is?
destroyed
do you know what
multiverses.
a deduction? Okay, cool. Yeah, Gogeta has destroyed things that would destroy Vegito. So therefore. Vegito
Yeah, I could just say
loses.
Vegito's immortal, so.
I mean, sure. Immortal doesn't mean you win everything. Such as
Or a
Bon,
knockout.
he lost. Such as Bon in Seven Deadly Sins. Bon lost against Meliodas. Bon is like immortal. But I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. These were things taught to everyone in 2nd or 3rd grade.
I have not been learned about that, and every school does things differently, so unless you want to argue
Yeah,
every school
cool,
goes by
sure,
the same logic, then go for it. Not understand why you're getting so pressed.
Every school does something differently. However, induction and deduction are two very like simple
Or just
forms of
remind me
reasonings.
instead of just
Reasonings
babbling
are
about
things that are taught within like every school.
Okay, then remind me, what does it mean? Instead of just babbling on about
Deduction
school.
or induction? Which one do you want to know first?
Both.
Yeah, first.
I do not care, just start talking, bruh.
Alright, so induction would be just like if you see a bunch of like specific examples, you could try and guess like the general that applies to them.
That's not how it works in debating.
Prove that.
Right, so you cannot prove that some angels in Dragon Ball would be scale above some other people, given that they would have no feats or screen time. So in
Yeah, I
debating
think
world,
you can.
like
Wait,
you
wait.
could be.
I think you
great
can.
in a
I think. Wait. I think you can. Because it's a
What
form
you
of reasoning,
think you-
and you know what is used. You know what is used within debates? Forms of reasoning. You know what is
Why are
one
you
of the
getting
most
so mad?
common? I'm not getting mad. You know what the most
You're
common?
yelling into the mic.
You know what the most common like debate tactic
need a
is,
moment?
or debate reasoning is? Induction. It's used in philosophical debates. It's used within fucking flat Earth debates. It's used in many like different types of debates. So yes, that is how it works within debates.
So
You didn't
okay,
know
then
what this is, and you're saying that no, it doesn't apply to it. And the only reason you're saying that is because you know it could go against your argument.
Okay, answer me this. So you have an ant that is proven to go 5 miles an hour. It's shown it can lift rocks. It's shown it can lift leaves. Then you have a human, and by the way, this ant is given hours of screen time, so you know practically everything about this ant. But then you have a human who has only like 30 seconds of screen time, and he's only shown sitting on a bench. Who would win in a fight?
Yeah, we can just say that like so a couple of things with that. We'd have to get like an example. If there's no examples of like humans in general, like what the average human would have the ability to do.
Okay, you see
let's
one, human lifting rocks. You see one human lifting rocks and boulders, but that's not the exact same human. And we don't have
yeah,
statements
sure,
that would connect him to that human.
Yeah, sure. You said that the ant could like break rocks and shit, right?
Lift.
Lift rocks and shit. Yeah. How big a rock?
You said what?
How big a rock?
5 pounds.
5 pounds. Yeah, I have to give the human a win.
Why we have not seen this human lift a rock or even
No, but
walk.
we've seen
We
others
only
of
see
the
him sitting
same.
on a
We've
bench.
seen others of the same species, sorry,
But that
do
doesn't
this
mean
thing.
he can.
And I don't think there's any distinction between, or sorry, there wouldn't be any noticeable, non-arbitrary distinction between the human sitting on the bench and the human who is able to lift and break boulders. There's
Yeah,
no
but that's
non-arbitrary
not the human I'm
distinction.
talking about. The human
Cool,
we're talking
cool, but
about
there's no,
a different
there's no
human who has
non-arbitrary
absolutely.
distinction. Cool,
Dude,
it's
I'm
not the
letting
same
you talk.
human.
You gotta stop interrupting me. I'm trying to
Yeah,
have a
because
conversation.
you're
just interrupting
jargon.
me.
Your arguments are just jargon.
I don't care what you think they are. You're not understanding what I'm saying. Do you need me to repeat myself? Okay.
No,
so
I know what you're
this
saying. I
person
know what
who
you're
has
saying. No, I
lifted-
don't need you to repeat yourself, buddy.
Holy
what
cow.
you're saying is it's not the same human, but I already attacked that. So I'm not going to let you continue on with something that I already attacked unless you
You haven't-
respond
okay.
to the attack to it. But you're not responding to attack to it. You're repeating the point.
Can I talk now, or are you just gonna interrupt me?
I'll
Just
interrupt
gonna
you.
interrupt me?
I'll interrupt you.
Okay, be a good boy then. So, this
Yeah,
human
so
who
I
has
don't
lifted
think your
boulders-
argument holds any value.
Okay, interrupt me again and we concede. Like, I'm not gonna do
We
this. You're
concede.
talking.
We concede. You don't make decisions.
We can
for
come
me,
to a
pal.
compromise.
We,
Like,
we
if
don't.
I
We
can't
don't.
talk and this isn't
I'm
a
not
debate.
conceding. I'm not conceding. I think any competent person.
Yes or no,
would
does
say
it
that
take
I
two
have
people
the
to have a
win
debate?
here.
Yes or no, does it
Huh?
have two people to have a debate?
Yeah, sure.
Does it take two people to have a debate? Okay,
it
so
takes two
if
people.
you're trying to debate me on something, you have to let me talk. If you don't let me
No, I
talk, we're
don't.
not having a debate. I'm just getting a lecture
No, I think
out of you.
there's
You're acting like a nine-year-old.
one-sided debates.
Do you, no, there's not. Okay.
Yes, there is.
That would be a lecture. Have you gone to school? Do you know what
Sure.
lecture
Yeah,
is?
sure.
It's when
wait,
one
wait.
person
A
teaches the
debate
other
can
things.
be a lecture. A debate can be a lecture.
I'm not saying it can't, but right now you're treating it
So
more as a
you're, you
lecture.
then you saying it's a lecture isn't a isn't a distinction. It's not something that negates anything. It's just jargon.
Am I allowed to talk now, or are you just going to keep talking?
No, you're not.
So, if you're not letting me talk, then neither one of us can win this argument, so therefore...
I've already won.
have to-
I've already won. I don't feel the need in continuing this.
If
we send
okay, if I've not been allowed to-
if we send this recording to someone who's competent or a judge, like you already agreed to have a judge for this. So if we send this to a competent person or a judge, then I'm 100% sure that whoever sees it, as long as they're competent, would agree.
You do
that
realize
I
you're the only one
that I
that's been
would have
talking
agreed-
for, like,
that
the
I would have
past 5
agreed-
minutes
they would
and I haven't been
agree-
allowed to
they
get
would
my
agree-
point across.
They would agree that I've dismantled you.
I've not been allowed to get my point across, so yeah, if there was a one... If you
Oh
were the
no!
only one that's talking... This is so funny. You know what? I wanna just hear this. What are you gonna babble about?
Wait.
What are you gonna
You've
babble
gone
about?
several
Go for it.
points across. You've gone several points across. However,
Yeah, but I
whenever
haven't been
you
able
go-
to
whenever you go to repeat the point that I already attacked and negated instead of providing
Takes
like a
maturity
new
for this
argument.
debate. I know it's struggling. So can I get
Sure,
my
man.
point across?
Sure,
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. So whenever you make a point that repeats the previous point that I already negated, of course I'm going to cut you off, and then
My
I'm going to
gosh,
be like,
that's
"Oh,
hilarious.
you shouldn't be saying this. Stop saying this."
Okay. I'm gonna just re-explain it so that way we can have a proper discussion about this. This ant is getting
Guys, he's just gonna go circular chat.
I can't go circular if you keep interrupting me, but okay, going by your logic.
You
So,
can.
again-
You can.
Is that what you think? Okay, you.
Yeah.
shine, buddy.
So if I were to say, fuck you because fuck you, but you constantly interrupt me throughout that whole, fuck you because fuck you, that statement
Yeah, but you
is
have-
still circular, and you're still interrupting me.
I'm interrupting you. Huh? Oh my
Do
gosh.
you
if
not know what a
think I'm interrupting
hypothetical
you-
is? Do you not know what a
you're- okay,
hypothetical or
that's
example
absolutely
is,
fine.
Leviticus?
Do what?
Do you not know what a hypothetical or a fucking example is, Leviticus?
Oh no, I understand. You're just not letting me get my point across or talk. You're just babbling on like a 9-year-old talking about how the color red is blue.
Sure.
Like I'm not even allowed to get my point across, and I don't know why you're getting.
Sure.
I mean, you deny it, but you're refusing to let me speak, and you literally admitted that to yourself. So go for it. Exactly.
Yeah, do you want to just go ahead and just leave this debate off here and send it to a competent judge?
One moment for a second.